do. Oh. Hello all. So today we're doing customer stories.
Because we've both worked in customer service. And it is
horrible.
Shit.
We're going to do a part 1 right today, and then we'll do a part 2 another time with Nicii because she works in B&M. So, and we're going to tell you 3 stories each today, plus more if we can think of any.
The first story fits quite well with what Natt's eating.
Yeah, so speaking of sausage rolls, I was working in Parsons Bakery just the other day. So I was working in Parsons, and this guy came up. "Hi, can I have a sausage roll, please?" He seemed friendly enough. I said, "Oh, I've literally just sold out. They're just in the oven. They'll be about 5 minutes." He just went, "Oh, what? Well, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else now, aren't I?" And I was like, "Sorry." He went, "I'm gonna have to go to Greg's then." I just walked off. I was like, "It's only a sausage roll, my man."
The Greg's ones are better than the Parsons ones.
Yeah. Would you like to tell a story, friend?
Ooh. Basically, I've got humdinger. So I worked in a cafe lounge thing. I was a bartender
for like 2 weeks until you got fired for not being a hipster.
They did. They fired me because I wasn't hipster enough for the.
They didn't say that.
They didn't say that, but it was pretty
obvious.
I was doing my bar duties, if you will. So I was on the till taking orders. Everything was smooth sailing until this one guy came up to the bar. I reckon he was about 90, and he said, "Right, I'll have 2 Stella Artois." I said, "That's cool, I'll get them for you, blah blah blah." Got him his drinks, and he said, "And the food?" I went, "Oh, you're ordering some food?" He went, "Yes, the food." I was like, "Okay, so what you have?" And then he ordered 2, I think it was like chili. So we ordered 2 chili. So I said, "Okay, that'll be like, what was it? £17.
Yeah, it was 17.
He said, "No, I've paid." I said, "No sir, you've paid for the drinks. You've not paid for the food." And he said, "Oh right, so the 2 chili." I was like, "Yeah, that's £17 something." And he said, No, I've already paid you. I gave you £20. And I said, "Yeah, that was for the drinks,
not for the food.
You still have to pay for the food." He said, "Oh right, well, how much do I owe you?" £70. He said, "No, I've already paid for that." I said, "No, sir, you haven't. You've paid for 2 Stella. You haven't paid for any food at all." So in the end, I got a manager over, and the same thing happened with her. It was a huge debacle.
I've got a little story. So, in the Parsons Bakery, past the other day, £1.50. We used to have to make the sandwiches, like the fresh ones that were in the fridge. And so, like mornings between like 9 and 10 o'clock, which is horrible, trying to make sandwiches and serve customers, make coffees, put stuff in the oven. So yeah, my colleague was making sandwiches and I was trying to serve customers, and there was a queue of about 5 people, which is getting quite long for the size of the shop. And we were serving a guy, and I believe I was just getting a sausage roll and just putting it in a bag and stuff. And my colleague was making the sandwiches because you can't serve and make sandwiches. Like one person serves, one person does sandwich. So I was putting this guy's sausage roll in his bag and doing the money. And the guy behind him that was next in queue, that I would have served literally like a minute later, comes like to the counter next to the guy and leans to my colleague who's making the sandwiches and goes, "Excuse me, can I get some service here, please?" And we have to serve him because
That's so rude.
he got impatient, and it's like he was implying, "Oh, you've got 2 people here, so you should serve me." But that's not how it works. Someone has to do sandwiches. We can't both serve, like otherwise nothing will get done. I was just doing the guy's money in front of him, and then he was next. That's how queue works. Unless it's
What
not
an
busy.
impatient Larry.
Oh, another small story I remembered. It wasn't really much of a story, and she wasn't rude or anything. This regular woman came in, who worked in one of the charity shops. She had a mildew and you get cake in it, and she wanted a muffin. And we had a display of cakes in the window. They were just displayed. We took the cakes from the cake bed because it was all like rotated and in date and stuff. The display ones were just there to like look pretty. And so she's like, "Oh, can I have a raspberry muffin too?" I was about to get it, and she leans into the window and picks up one of the ones from the full tray of display muffins, and just takes it. She's like, "It's alright, I'll have this one." I was like, "That's the display. It's probably gone off." And also, that was a full tray, but now there's one missing, and there's a gap. I put the ball in your court. I dropped the gauntlet. I dropped the story gauntlet for you.
You smell like beans. You do. I love eating beans.
You smell like beans.
Leave me alone.
I'm done. Where's it gone?
And I'll put it back outside.
Let it into the wild. It's
I killed it, basically.
Yeah.
So my next story is about she was a Scottish lady.
Ugh.
That's not relevant at all. I just
I'm
remember.
I'm Scottish.
No, I just remember she was Scottish. That's all I remember. Her husband wasn't. He was a knobhead. So, this is in the pub I work in. Saturday in a pub, heaving busy. So this woman walks in and she says, "Excuse me, can you clean my table?" I went, "Yeah, of course, do it in a second, or I'll get someone else to come and do it for you." When you do that kind of job, you get roped into like so many different things at once. So someone's like, "Can you take this for me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." The other one says, "Excuse me, I thought you were cleaning our table." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll come and do it right now." I was like, "Right, I've got a spare minute. I've got to go clean this lady's table before she goes batshit crazy."
Yeah.
So I had spray and a cloth in my hand. I was walking to the table and this lady was walking towards me. And she said, "I'll do it." And I was like, "No, I'm on my way." And she went, "No, I can see you're busy." And she snatched the spray and the cloth out of my hand. And I went over and I was like, "You know, I really could have done this for you." And she was like, "No, I could see you were very, very busy." It's like, well, no, I wasn't. All the food that needed to be taken had been taken. And then she was asking me really weird questions, like, "Were you ever slapped as a child?" And I was like,
Oh yeah, got about that.
"So that's rather personal."
Why?
I said I can't remember. Her husband was like, "Oh, that's a no then if you can't remember." I was like, "I'm gonna spit in your food."
So this story is a humdinger as well, because she wasn't.
Everything's a humdinger today.
It's a humdinger of a day. I had this lady and she wasn't rude, but she was old, and I think she was not all quite there. This old lady, she didn't come in, but she was outside. There was chips on the floor, like fries for you uncultured swines. She was picking them up from the floor. They weren't hers apparently, but like obviously someone had dropped them, and they were on the road as well. So she was like in the road where cars were trying to get by, crouched down, picking up chips and putting them in a bag, like a carrier bag. So whoever went out goes out, and she's like, "Well, do you need any help? Do you want me to do it for you, or are you okay?" And the lady's like, yeah, I'm fine, yeah. So she comes back into work, and we just leave her be. And then old lady comes in, and she's got a big bag and a teddy bear. And she was like, "Can I leave this in here with you to take care of?" And we were like, "Yeah, I guess." So she comes like behind the counter. You're not supposed to go behind the counter of your customer. Like puts her bags down, and we just sort of went, "Okay, fine, whatever, just leave them. She's old." And she left. But then she disappeared for a good half an hour, and we had no idea where she went. We didn't know if she was coming back or not. And she went, "Can I go back there and wash my hands?" We said, "Oh, we can't let customers like behind the counter into the kitchen and stuff." So we got a like blue roll cloth, and we walked back to her. And she went, "Can you wet it and put some soap on it?" Yeah, fine. So we went back to the kitchen and wet it, put soap on it. She like got hands. We got her dry ones to dry her hands and stuff. And she goes, "Can I put this in the bin just there?" It was behind the counter. Leaned towards her, I was like, "Oh no, it's alright, I can put it in the bin, because I work here."
What does she want behind her?
And she just went, "Okay," and she just carried on and walked to the bin, like put it in there, and we were like, carry on. She said something to my colleague about God, and how like Steph is like the child of the holy something. And she was like, "You are the child of the black," and we were like,
Okay.
She did tell me I was a holy child.
You're not.
I'm not a holy child, apparently. But she did say "God bless you" to me.
Did you sneeze?
No.
Oh no!
Oh no! Sorry. Carry on. It's lemon. Carry on.
Donut interlude. Okay, so this is again working at the pub, and it wasn't very busy. So a woman came in with another woman and then their 2 children, I guess. And she ordered a burger, so she got the burger, blah blah blah. She ate the burger, and then she, "Excuse me." I was like, "Yeah." "Yeah, my daughter didn't like it. You know, I'm really sorry. I'll see what we can do. And she said, yeah, I'll just have some chicken. I was like, no, we can't do that, I'm afraid, because obviously most of the meal is gone. She said, oh, I'll just have my money back then. I said to her, I'm afraid we can't really give you your money back either, because you have eaten the meal. And she said, oh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, even if I didn't like it. I was like, yeah, I'm afraid, you know, most of it's gone. We can't give you a refund on something that you've had. And then she got really angry at me. So many times that happens though. You walk over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, everything okay? There's these two old people once. I walked over.
Yeah.
I was like, everything alright here? And they went, yeah, everything's fine. After they'd finished, she went, excuse me, this steak was really horrible. I was like, really? So, you know, she'd left like the tiniest bit of it. She went, we also ordered this with a jacket potato and not chips, but we haven't got that. I said, well, in all fairness, that's your thing to realise.
Yeah.
I just take what's given to me. And you can't complain about a meal after you've eaten it. It's just, don't do it. It's just stupid.
That was our customer story segment.
Segment of orange.
Oh. Not, I was thinking of chocolate orange, obviously. I wasn't thinking of fruit orange.
Oh, I love chocolate orange. And I like oranges.
I do not.
They've got too much pith.
Yeah, they have got too much pith.
Pith off.
She's so funny.
Thank you. We do have a part 2 to this coming at some point.
Yeah, we'll get Ricola. No, Nicii. Next time,
we'll be back in the car
talking about something.
Sorry, we don't have any more information at this time.
We'll leave the ball in the
sky. And when it comes down, we'll have a new video.
We'll leave the ball in our own court. And then we can decide
ready?
Next time.
I've started my car.
She started a car. Oh, Eddie's. Yeah, and that was it. Thank you very much.
Thanks. We're gonna go now to Natt's house.
Yay! Bye.
Bye bye.